I don't mind the noise. Oh, you're on. You're on. You know you're on. Hey, Pot TV, welcome to Wednesday, and here from under the seed desk. We've moved locations. We're no longer under the seed desk.
Kind of beside it.
We're beside it. We're all
A little up and
Around the
over.
corner.
around the corner.
Yeah.
I'm Marijuana Man. It's Wednesday, and welcome to the show. Joining me at the desk, as always, is Al the Alchemist.
This guy.
And special guest, Rose is here with us today after a long absence of
Creativity.
multimedia creativity. And so I'm glad she's back. Kush Queen, of course, is not in between today.
No.
Kush,
She's here
yeah, Kush Queen is
behind me there.
keeping an eye on us from behind. She knew we were coming into the new studio today, and she said, look, I'm not going in there if there's any bugs. You get the bugs out of the system, she'll be back,
Bugs?
she said.
Didn't they spray?
Yeah.
Yeah, they sprayed, so safe.
And we
Safe
did
to
spray,
come
but
next week.
no, she is on a movie set today, working on a movie set as a groupie for a wrestler husband, her wrestler husband. So I told her to have a chokehold of fun, and we'll see her next week. So yeah, here we are in the new space. You know, shout out to Crop King Seeds, and who else we got? Sublimator Kicked Down, 3 Happy Cats,
Oh, wow.
a couple other entities, maybe Sarah Sunday from Karma Cup, and Medtainer, which
Wow.
I don't have a Medtainer. I
Hey,
have,
man.
I
Hey?
need another one, too.
Where's our medtainers?
yeah,
Yeah.
if we're going to be able to promote Medtainer
Yeah,
properly,
we
we'd
need
like to have
medtainers,
Medtainers,
Like,
several.
I'm sure Johnny will bring a barrel of
like the medtainer Corvette
Oh, this is one.
we've been waiting for to promote to help promote your medtainers. We need that medtainer Corvette.
We do. Snoop Dogg should send one.
We'll drive it
The
everywhere.
Snoop-tainer Medvet.
This is the Meditainer, Snoop Dogg Meditainer.
Yes, the commemorative Snoop Dogg
Yeah,
Meditainer.
Send my check here.
It's wearing out.
It is. It's getting very
Is
gummy. I have to boil it.
So yeah, here we are in the
Make
new
some soup,
space.
Medtainer soup.
Yep. Tea.
We probably look a lot better,
We do, don't we?
right?
Who?
Us.
You?
This new studio makes me look like I have a haircut. Just saying.
It's not though. Special effects all the
Yep.
way around.
That doesn't make your ass fat look all. Does not. Oh, look at you.
Does this chair make my ass look fat?
Yeah.
No, the rest of your body does. No.
Don't blame Christmas.
Yeah, so more things to come along as we go here in the new studio. We'll get probably more microphones, and I don't have access to the chat.
We have no monitor. Where's our monitor?
Yeah, well, gonna. And then now we're started the show. Now we gotta
Yeah,
interrupt
quick.
the show for a whole.
We have to interrupt Jerry's,
Yeah, and we're
Jerry's
live
sexting,
on
you know?
YouTube instead of live stream.
Yeah, Jared.
my sexting.
We have to interrupt his sexting to get him to like set up the monitor here.
Don't interrupt me.
We can't
Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby.
Can we broadcast from YouTube to live stream?
We need a dedicated computer to do that. Like sitting there.
You
We'll
can.
pay it more.
Yeah, we just gotta.
And a dude to make sure that it
What I think is we should get a computer from a war-torn country.
Take it in.
And bring,
A refugee
bring it over
computer.
here. A refugee computer. 'Cause
Save the computer.
They might be a little more loyal and dedicated.
Yes.
Trudeau will bring him over for free.
Wow, I don't trust anything that guy says.
Well, you know, there's plenty of people here that need computers.
Legalizing weed? I don't know. Our hands are going to be tied with these international
Fuck
treaties.
that.
There's
People here
international
need computers,
treaties,
Al.
Our hands are tied.
People
All
here
right.
need computers.
Well,
Don't trust that Trudeau guy.
no, they certainly can't be trusted. And the
Lido.
title of today's show is "Liberals." The Liberals play bad cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
by appointing Bill Blair as the fucking knucklehead that's supposed to figure this out.
Better than
Now,
Bill Gates.
This is, as
That's frightening.
probably in my mind, the worst choice that they could have ever made. Now, there's two ways I can look at it.
It's a conflict of interest.
One that I fucking hate it. The other one that I just fucking hate it. There's a third way.
Tell us how you really feel.
No, that sucks. A cop?
Yeah,
This guy is a cop and not a particularly good cop. He was mired in controversy the whole time he was chief of police in Toronto. They damn near drummed him out. He's a racist
Is
motherfucker.
he Rob Ford's buddy? Is he Rob Ford's
He
buddy?
used to be.
Yeah.
Till he played around with the videotape and all Rob Ford shenanigans. Now the G20 locking people up. This guy is a monster. Full-time, lifetime cop. His father was a cop. His dog was a cop. He knew people who were cops. His whole fucking life. Until he quit to run for office, he was also the president of the Canadian
Asshole society.
Association of, he puts the ass in association, the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police.
Yeah, the asshole society.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has
asshole.
received merits from the police. He is completely beholden to them for his entire career, his entire livelihood up until this point. And he's the guy.
Okay, so why is he doing it?
Well, because he wants to protect the interests of those that he's beholden to,
Oh, who would that be?
right? So you will see very quickly who he's beholden to. If he advances the notion, now I went online and looked up the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police. Now their whole program here, somehow they became a not-for-profit society in 2013. I don't
Really?
know. They're
No,
just,
they're following
no.
the dispensary model.
A
They're not-
not-for-profit society.
Yeah, they're following I see it. They're setting themselves up, and then these
Yeah.
guys they're going to be
Yeah.
the dispensary.
I'm shocked.
Well,
I'm shocked.
I'm very shocked too.
This is just conflict all
They
over the place.
they actually are a lobby group, is what they
Yeah.
are. They're not, but the whole fucking thing is paid for by the taxpayer.
Yeah.
All their stupid little uniforms, all their dumb little hats that they wear, taxpayers have paid for all this. All the dues that they pay, all the membership money that they use to get involved in this is paid for by the taxpayer because that's where they make their money. So I decided I'd like to join their
I want a
association.
uniform.
I want a hat.
I want a taxpayer-funded uniform.
I want a hat.
Yeah, everyone should
Yeah.
get fucking uniforms to go lobby the
Uniforms for
government.
everyone. There you go.
So I decided I would join their association. Well, turns out I can't.
No,
Wow.
you don't have a uniform
Well, yeah, and I'm not a cop.
or a hat.
The only
Well, you
the
got a
only
hat, but
people
not
who
the right
can
hat.
join their association are cops, right? Oh, very
So
interesting,
it's
I think.
exclusive, and these people will get to run everything. That's interesting.
Here.
Very handy.
Here, I'll read you something that I've looked up on their little. Here, the
You read.
membership benefits. If you become a member,
Benefits.
right, you get benefits. And here's two of the benefits. You have easy access to hundreds of Canadian police chiefs and police decision makers. You have easy access to them through a network that represents and links national, provincial, municipal, and First Nations police services. You have instant access to that.
To the decision maker.
If
And
you're
the First Nations police.
only if you're a cop,
Fuck.
right?
Oh. So they're trying to say they have
Here's a-
access to crown lands.
Here's the other thing that they have access to. You will have access to important, confidential, and restricted information
Well,
if you're a member of the
you're a
Canadian
member.
Association of Chiefs of Police.
let's hope that-
So, their whole fucking deal here is, now they said that they will not and do not support legalization of marijuana. Paid for by the taxpayers for these motherfuckers to even have a web page to show their stupid little hats and uniforms, coming up and saying, no, We don't support what the government, who pays us, says they're going to do.
And on top of that, one of their head guys is in charge of legalizing it. Yay, Trudeau! Fuck, I am so glad I didn't vote. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a
Wow.
failed system.
The Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police will not support such an initiative as legalizing marijuana.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Okay,
What-
so if there's society and they rely on donations and government funding, who's giving them donations?
I could not find out who's supplying them with money other than their membership. But that's a one-time $375,
And
so that's not very
societies are
much.
also supported by lottery funds, right? Casinos.
Yeah, as a nonprofit, they're getting money somewhere else, and bullshit that it's
Yeah. So they're
nonprofit.
getting the same cut as the society that's representing little Timmy who needs a leg. Right? That's crazy.
Now, when you-
fucked up. Well, there's ways to disband them. Make enough complaints, they will have to disband the society.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Now,
Really?
Yep.
here's the mandate.
We're going to get that information to you guys next week. You can lodge your complaints at...
Yeah, their whole mandate, which they gave themselves, probably at a very lavish affair paid for by taxpayer money, to promote safer and healthier communities through proactive leadership by addressing and influencing prevention, enforcement, and treatment of substance abuse.
So they're creating an industry. The treatment
Substance
center model, right?
Substance abuse, by their definition, is the use of any illicit substance. That's abuse to them. So that's what they're all about. Now, somehow, they champion themselves as leaders in the community. When the fuck did that happen?
Leaders.
Why are the police thinking that they are leaders in our community? They are not. They are guys to draw chalk lines on sidewalks and mop up the blood. They don't do anything else. They don't prevent the problems that exist here. They go and arrest people and create havoc around.
Wow.
Right?
It's kind of what their job is.
That's what their job is, not to be leaders in the community. They fancy themselves as that, to advance their political motions, to advance their ideas here in society. The Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police should shut the fuck up. Bill Blair, while he was a cop,
Can I quote you on that?
yeah,
Right on.
Bill Blair, while he was a cop his whole life, probably by my reasonable estimate, about 800,000 Canadians have been arrested for marijuana. Thanks, Bill. Why the fuck do you even get to play? You shouldn't be elected to anything. You shouldn't be anywhere. You should be gone.
Yeah, there's got to be some conflict of interest
Well,
you can find
there
here,
is.
right?
Oh, absolutely.
Cite as part of your complaint.
The leader or former leader of an association that has disapproved legalization of cannabis, he should not be the guy in charge of.
Oh no,
regulating
he's all about
legalization.
strict regulation. Strict. He wants to have it all nailed down. Watch where he nails it down. He will nail it down by providing the Woo! He'll provide the police the opportunity to give out tickets.
Hello.
Hey, Marc's in the house.
Pay no attention to that sport bucks in the house.
This is how you'll see where he leans towards. He's going to put it in liquor stores, and he's going to he's going to have cops give out tickets, right? He's also going to advance the notion of a roadside little machine that says you got THC in your
Hey, happy
mouth.
420, Marc Emery.
Now, when you talk about the corruption and the collusion, here it is right here for you. Here's an ex-colleague of Bill Blair's is going to lobby him to restrict the field of pot growers. Now, a former high-ranking colleague and friend of Bill Blair his name is Kim Derry. Now, Kim Derry, he was a deputy chief under Blair when he was a cop in Toronto. So Derry, he's a lifetime cop too. Retired now, but he's working for a LP who's trying to get their license.
Oh, really?
Right.
This just gets better.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god.
It says here, while some growers want loosely regulated production across the country, the operators of companies such as THC Meds say production licenses should be limited to professional operations.
They're professional.
Right?
Professional.
In an interview,
Business for a year.
this ex-cop said the government should aim to get rid of the goons who are currently in the marijuana business. This is what this guy said out loud. Goons who are in the marijuana business. And he's calling for tight regulations on who can grow and sell the product. He says if there isn't, it'll be Wild West. You just can't open it up and allow anybody to grow this stuff. That's what he called it, this stuff. Hey, that's what.
Yeah.
That's the spokes puppet of THC Meds. So if they ever do get into the business, remember that. And don't ever buy their weed. Fuck you. Nobody wants to buy weed from cops. Nobody.
Or ex-cops.
No, I'm going to make a point of making sure everybody knows that they are, too. This doofus, Derry or whatever his name is, same kind of thing as Bill Blair. He was around being a cop for 800,000 marijuana arrests. Right? Fuck you.
Yeah,
Fuck
there's
off. Go home. We don't want you. Marc made the best point to me last week that summed it all up as far as I'm concerned. No one asked you to create a new industry here. We just asked you to legalize it.
The industry was already there.
Come by, see what's going on, and see what regulations you might need. Instead of starting from scratch with a cop. You know, the Senate in 2002, when they did their huge investigation on marijuana, one of their conclusions was that anyone over the age of 16 should be able to sell marijuana in our society except for anybody who works in the tobacco industry. They made that point. You go, wow, that's what we should be doing now. Anybody can get involved in the industry except cops. Except cops who put people in jail for this,
I agree.
right? These guys didn't once say that we need to release the prisoners or expunge the records or revisit the child custody cases. Really? No, we got to get rid of the goons. Looks like there's more goons now. A lot more
Well,
goons, and
it's
they're
like
real goons.
They spent their lives busting people to get them out of the way so that they could step in.
You're just a chief of
That's
police.
extreme goonery.
Like, this guy's actually a parliamentary secretary, Bill Blair.
Nah.
Dude, you're just a secretary. Hey? You're just the secretary.
Yeah, he can
Yeah.
just go dictate somewhere else.
Yeah, go get me a coffee.
Yeah, go tate a dick somewhere. You know, this is ridiculous. I'm just
So no, we're not going to
upset
support this
and
guy.
angry.
Although,
Yes.
you don't know. I really don't know. Now, this could be on the other side of the fucking five-sided coin, is that maybe this is his penance.
Right.
No.
And that's the,
No.
yeah, but I don't see it either.
No, this is.
I'm trying to
this
be
is the-
fair. I'm just trying to be fair.
This is the good old boys club moving into the cannabis industry
Hello.
and advancing this this whole kind of future privatized monopoly.
It's a good way to shut up the cops who are complaining, though. All those cops who are going to the press saying, "Oh, we don't trust Trudeau," and this. He just shut them all up with one thing.
Yeah, one fell swoop, but we'll have to see now. You don't know how it's going to go. These people, he's not going to be the only guy in charge.
what
But
kind
they
of-
just wanted to make sure right off the top they had a
Okay,
cop
but
in
what
there.
kind of bias are you gonna receive from a self-declared, like they're saying, well, we'll arbitrate this, but we're against it? I mean,
Yeah.
you're not gonna receive that.
He's
kind of fair
not the
treatment,
best
right?
choice. When all these people are
Certainly
coming
not
out
in the
and
best
saying,
interest of people who need marijuana.
yeah, and the people who are coming out and saying that he's a good choice, you go, how? What the fuck how did you conclude that? Like, really, he has no
Could
experience.
you imagine the fucking bag of idiots they had to choose from if he was
Yeah,
the good choice?
really?
We got a huge bag of idiots. And this guy is the.
We need the best idiot.
A dog or
So, woo, you're the best idiot.
I would
Big
choose
deal.
Manson or a dog over this fuck any day.
Ugh.
you're right, the dog is probably good.
So, yeah.
Manson would be like, yeah, man.
Well, what did
Okay.
the Toronto mayor have to say? He had some stupid thing to say about it too. He said that he. What the fuck was it? Where was this now?
The Toronto mayor.
Rob Ford's
Successor.
guy.
The new Rob Ford.
Cleaning up Rob Ford's crack rocks off the carpet. No, I'm sure Rob got this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
Guarantee
don't
there was
know
nothing
if I
left
can
when he was
find
out.
it. No, it's
Some of the stipple in the ceiling was gone.
Oh, Toronto mayor supports this shit.
it's all about safety, right? This is their whole point of view. And that's how they're keeping themselves in the game, right? The Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police and every other fucking cop association, that's all they're all about is protecting the public, protecting the public. Well, they don't. You do not protect the public at all. How the fuck do you think that? When did you ever step in front of a bullet? Never. When did you ever step in front of a car that hit that guy? Never. Right? When did you fucking do anything but go in and clean up the bits? So it's all bullshit. And they're just positioning themselves to suggest that there is some safety issue here. But where the fuck's the safety issue with marijuana?
It's like this. They have no grounds to protect the public because the majority, by stats, the majority approves just like having weed. Just, yeah, let's just have some weed. It's like we've got a 60-something% national approval rate. So they're protecting the minority is what they're doing.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's all fucking nonsense here. Dana Larson, as you recall, probably heard it first here on this show. Eh? About Dana Larson. Remember me telling you about that man last week?
That one time
Yeah.
about Dana for the first time ever
Well,
on this show.
Yeah.
Dana sent his book and a gram of weed to every Liberal MP. Right?
They call the cops.
They did. Right? This guy, Sean Casey, in Charlottetown MP,
Such a drama queen. Listen to this.
yeah, he found a brown envelope of medical marijuana on his desk. He said he returned to his office after the Christmas holidays and it was clear what was in the envelope. The constituency office was closed between Christmas and New Year. My first day back, I walk into my office and hit a wall of pungent aroma. And then he said, I marched it back out to the front desk. I marched it. Eh? This is serious business,
I
Sean.
marched that envelope.
Get in line, brown bag of weed. Now march.
Yep. So,
Did it work?
Sean, he marched it right back out and had it returned to sender. He's returned it to sender, and then the next day, he got directive from the Liberal Party of Canada that the package should have been given to the RCMP.
Whoa. Bill Blair.
Now, here's what Casey said. He said he believes legalization will help keep marijuana out of the hands of young people and free up police resources for better use. So these pinheads who say that it'll free up police resources for better use, are now returning the Dana's fucking book and a gram of weed each to the RCMP to use up their resources. Right? It does not make sense. It's fucking bullshit, Sean. You should have marched out the fucking door and found another liberal that wasn't so stupid as you to take over your spot. March, mister, march!
Smoke some, chilled the fuck out.
March. Get March in there. Wow.
All right, well, maybe I'll get Jared to change the picture behind it.
Pictures.
Say,
We have slideshows?
I feel like I'm fucking...
Yay! I love slideshows. I can't see it though.
I'm
I can't
just
see it
being-
unless
I'm
I
just
turn
being
around and
watched.
Ignore everyone.
Right?
They don't care.
This is from our trip
just
to
runs out of the room.
Juniper,
He
North
just ran out of the
Dakota.
room. I don't know where.
Ah,
Now, if you don't know where Juniper, North Dakota is,
Oh,
it's a very small place.
yes.
And this is from our trip to Juniper.
Okay.
gin
Is
soaked.
this the one with the elk?
Ooh, look at that.
Might be, I'm not sure.
Okay. Woo! Hello.
There's a
Giant.
big joint.
Motherfucking joint. Look at that. Wow. How long do you think it would take to smoke an actual size joint like that?
5 minutes.
20 tops.
20 minutes?
Depends how many people you got. If you're just puffing hard up by yourself, 5.
You'd
If you
last
gotta
what?
share it with
They'd
some
find you
people
on
that
the
are like, just like, you know, talking with it and stuff, might be like 20 minutes.
10 people.
But I don't know, man.
2
time,
hours.
Time for me, it's like a minute, an hour.
I know it's hard to tell.
Yesterday, tomorrow, last week, whatever.
Now.
Okay, somebody
It's
got
all
later?
the same, man.
Oh, Al's got a lighter.
Where-
think
No, I don't.
Marc came and
Got
stole
no
your
lighter,
lighter.
got no papers. Leave me
He
alone.
did. He
Marc
came right along
stole
and
my
stole
lighter.
your lighter. Right up from right.
How fucking cool is that?
You totally lifted it. You
Eh?
need the light?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
All right. Can I have it back, please? Can I have my lighter back, Rose?
Take it easy.
Can
Okay.
somebody give that to Mark
We have a studio.
and get mine back? So yeah, the cops, of course, now they're taking the position here that mail order marijuana is a challenging problem. Wow,
Since when?
these people are fucking no good at it at all, eh?
It's never been. A
It
problem
really
for me.
does look like an awfully bold move to do so openly and blatantly offer to commit a criminal offense, Frank said.
Wow, I'm flattered.
Yeah. The whole climate around the use and sale of marijuana is really changing. Huh?
Yeah, it's about
Yeah.
it's about 30 degrees all the time, man.
Too many dummies now.
Yeah, we're faced with a
Yeah, it
northwestern.
is changing. It's run by fucking cops.
Yeah, we're faced with a northwestern Bill Blair with a wind chill factor of fuck you, Bill Blair. No, well, if he wants to step up to the plate and be the right guy, then go ahead. Like I certainly can't. I don't know, but we're gonna fight him every inch of the way if they're gonna fucking turn on us. You know that. We fought you all the time anyway. We don't care. We want what's right, not
make
what
up
the
hashtags
fuck
with the
you want. Want to set up your buddies in THC meds?
Yeah. So
They haven't even got a license.
Hashtag your postings is fuck Bill Blair.
Oh, I'm just imagining a whole world without politics.
Be pretty
Beautiful
quiet,
place.
eh?
There's
Wouldn't
lots
it be
of grass
quiet?
and happy people.
Yeah, it'd be pretty quiet.
Everybody takes care of their own shit.
Yeah.
They help other people because, you know, it's the thing to do.
Yeah, you want to go here, go there. It's not a problem. Don't have to worry about getting your ass shot off.
If you're an asshole, nobody talks to you.
So,
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool place.
Just put you
Place
on an
I'm at.
island if you're really bad.
No, nobody puts you anywhere because there's no politics.
Well.
They just choose to leave you alone because you're a fucking dick.
So, here's one of the challenges that the silly police have with the mail order business is that Canada Post tells them to go fuck themselves,
Oh yeah.
that you do not have access, you
sacred.
do not have access to our mail to search it unless it's a national threat, right?
Yeah.
So the cops can't touch it. Plus, medical marijuana is sold through the fucking mail.
It's an epidemic, actually.
So Canada Post actually has instructions on how to send your marijuana through the mail. So, huh?
They actually took part in this epidemic.
Yeah. Now here's an interesting thing, though, a good thing.
No male was harmed during the making of
The
this
male
epidemic.
remains sacred. Don't
Now.
worry.
The people in Montreal, they invited a representative from Colorado to come up and tell them about how legalization's going down there. And when I read the headline, you went, uh-oh. They sent a cop up to talk. But turns out they didn't. They, I don't know, some fucking congressman or representative in the legislature, Jonathan Singer, he came up and told them nothing but good news about how it's going in Colorado. The economy is booming, their economy has gone from 40th in job creation to 4th in the country.
He was
Over
all
the,
like, everybody's smiling and they all have new shoes.
yeah.
They're happy.
We've
I'm
seen,
out of here.
They're eating. They're sleeping.
we have seen record number of tourists. Have seen crime stay about the same, or even some crimes even decline. We've also have a new cash source to fund our schools, which is sad. Like, why didn't you have any money for your schools?
Because they didn't have weed.
No, but why wasn't it a priority somehow? You had other things.
Yeah, there's lots of towns.
You had
that
other
sell alcohol.
things, but
Come on
you
now.
didn't have any for
And
schools, eh?
cigarettes.
How about you not spending on blowing people up?
Right. If you're going to gather taxes from really bad things that actually kill, you
But
should
I thought
try
that
to
was
make good with the money, right?
I thought that was very encouraging that at least it was all a positive point of view, and there was no negatives at all. He didn't suggest there was any negatives, right? And you go, wow, that's pretty good. At least in Quebec, they're hearing Kathleen wins in Ontario, fucking hammering back whiskey and going, "Bah, rah, rah. I love Ralph Klein.
Yeah.
Where's Ralph Klein when you need him? Eh?
Where are you? Oh my God.
Her and Christy
Drunk
Clark.
dialing him at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
You know that.
Actually, I should just call this thing Ralph Klein.
Ah,
Klein.
It's hilarious.
You want to hit Ralph Klein?
Ralph Klein, for those of you
Will it kill me?
who don't know him, Ralph Klein was the premier of Alberta for a long time and drunk
Through the whole thing.
for longer than that.
Through the whole thing.
Caught.
And beyond.
No one cared. They applauded him. They loved him.
Oh, he was like
Alberta
he was
loves
just
him.
the most, like, he was the most like racist bully person drunk. Wow.
Oh, he'd be out there yelling at homeless people.
He was he was freaking out at homeless people. Get a fucking job.
Yeah.
Just fucked right up.
Yeah.
Just the
Just
most,
fucked right up.
just
Threw him
the
a
most,
coat.
like-
Right. Threw him a coat and told him to
like
get a job.
stereotypical belligerent Canadian politician.
Hurtin'
Like,
Albertan.
right out of SCTV.
When hurting on a certain Albertan.
Which on a,
That's what he did. What a fucking redneck. Eh? Are there, oh, how do I do this?
You inhale.
Just okay, not too much. Eh?
All right.
so yeah, that is something I've forgotten completely what we were talking about. Oh yeah, the good things in Colorado. So yeah, that's good that that came along and is in Canada and being talked about. So I don't know. I'm tired of it all. So we'll just wait and see what happens for now. But here's some concerns. Down in Humboldt, they got concerns down in the Golden or the Emerald Triangle. It's just Humboldt, it's not Mendocino.
A lot of
But,
concerns.
for Christian, here's what she says.
How come the Christians and the pigs and
No.
everybody gets to have a say?
No, her
Nobody else gets to talk.
Kristen is her name.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said the Christians.
Kristen Christ is her name.
Okay, pardon me.
Kristen
Christians.
Jesus Christ.
I'll get around to you later.
Oh no, her full name is Kristen Son of God. So, maybe you had something there. That'd be a good name for a strain.
Son of God?
Sounds like a really
At any
excellent
rate,
stripper
don't
name.
I digress. But here it says why marijuana growers want champagne labels for their weed. So according to Kristen, Super Silver Haze is not always the same Super Silver Haze, like the concept of, I don't know, terroir in food. And I think that means it depends on where it comes from, right? And that's the same as champagne. You can't call champagne anything but something else if it wasn't grown in the Champagne
No,
province.
it's sparkling wine.
Right. They worked their way into that. But anyway, this is what
Province of-
Kristen is suggesting. She and many growers believe the characteristics of cannabis plants vary depending on their local environment. There are obvious differences between, say, a super silver haze that is cultivated at 700 feet elevation and super silver haze that is cultivated at 2,200 feet elevation in Humboldt County, she adds. Nowhere else.
Oh,
Just Humboldt
there.
County. She's a marijuana activist and former grower. Right? One of the provisions in
At
New
multiple
Cal...
altitudes, apparently.
Yeah.
How high are you?
Now, what they're trying to
700 meters.
what they're trying to suggest is that you know, for instance,
Sea
the
level.
Mendo Purps, which was first cultivated in Mendocino, are only allowed to be grown in certain regions.
What?
Or you'd have to, you can't, or you have to say it wasn't grown there, right? Oh no, it's the silliest thing. It would ensure that growers in a specific area who built the state's prestige by producing high-quality strains retain exclusive rights over that location in marketing. So that Santa Cruz Sensimilla or bodega-grown Blue Dream is reliably from those locations.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, you don't want to get no Mendo Purps that was grown in, like,
Vancouver basement?
Indoor,
Santa Barbara.
in a better place.
In a nicer place.
Yeah, but here's what Kristen hasn't taken really into consideration is that Humboldt wheat ain't that good. No, I'm not trying to diss them, but come on, you're growing weed outdoor at 40 degrees north latitude,
So,
and 2,200 feet ain't high enough.
so she's trying to, what's she whining about?
Well, no, but
Official method to
Nah, they-
subcategorize?
Well, no, but they think they're all that, right? They
Control?
think that they've developed all this weed that's magnificent. You've developed bathtub gin.
Hello.
It's what you've done. You've grown weed under prohibition in fucking Mendocino. Nobody in their right mind grows weed there. Or they would have, dude. You think you guys came up with it in the fucking 60s and 70s? The Mexicans, why wouldn't you be growing that then? Marijuana doesn't grow at 40 degrees north latitude. It doesn't. Not anywhere on the planet. What makes Humboldt so fucking special that they think that they've done it? If we had nothing to smoke but Humboldt weed, man, all we'd get is a fucking headache. No shit. You'd get stoned. It tastes good, looks magnificent. I'm not denying that. But it's fucking outdoor weed.
again.
Come on. It's outdoor weed. Nobody wants that.
Well, it's good for meds. So we get
Oh, yeah, they'll figure out a...
these.
But what a strange thing. Right? So that's not going to be an issue. No one's going to care if your weed's from Mendocino. If you put it on your label, you'll go, oh, I'm not going to buy that. No one will buy it.
Most outdoor grown.
No. Certainly not at the wrong latitude and in the wrong conditions. Like the only reason they ever grew weed in Humboldt County was because it was illegal. And it looks like marijuana at the end of the day. Whether or not it is, I don't know. But I've smoked it. I've smoked lots of stuff. And I tell you, you would get a headache because we would be smoking that at the same rate or faster because it's not as strong and you eventually get a headache from this shit. It's just not strong enough.
As
And-
most outdoor does.
Yeah. So,
North American outdoor, anyways.
Well, yeah.
people are just spinning
So
over
why are they
legalization.
publishing this person and holding them as an authority?
Well,
on this
because the-
subject and giving them airtime on some.
Well, because no one else has really thought it through to understand that the Emerald Triangle ain't all that, right? It sure ain't fucking Sonora province in Mexico, right?
I think
By 2 degrees.
I'll take your Mendo Purps and
By
grow
many
it there, and I'll
Yeah,
say,
it's
here's
it.
Mendo Purps grown in fucking
I think
Mexico.
the Emerald Triangle is unique because of the genetics that it holds. right?
Here's what happened.
There's a region that has a lot of unique genetics, and they've
Yeah.
held them, and they're
They
synonymous
gotta-
to that region.
They just got a mixture of shit that all is this from the same source. Here was a guy came to me years ago, bought a strain. We called it Jade, I believe. Can't remember what it was. It was in our catalog for a long
I
time.
remember Jade.
Some years later, he comes back in and he goes, "Wow!" He says, "Fuck." He said, "I live in Humboldt." He said, "That is a really famous strain." He said, "We changed the name, but it's
Well,
very famous
They
strain."
did the same
eh,
with
right?
Romulan. They did the same with.
They don't have anything. They can't possibly have anything new. Can't possibly because
No,
there isn't anything new.
But the thing is, like from way back in the day, they had there's a lot of like international hippie travelers from that region, and a lot of Vietnam vets. So the gene pool that came back there from
Oh
the
yeah,
two-
it's all
you know,
skunk
it's-
number one.
well, no,
Afghani. It is.
but a lot of South Indians, a lot of Pakistanis, a lot of Asian varietals ended up there, and a lot of people forget, like
All you can do is trademark a name.
genetics, the genetics that went on to start a lot of things in Holland were guys from California, you know, that brought those original Pakistani land races and crazy Hawaiians and all these nutty things to Holland to further their projects. So I think
you can trademark a name.
yeah,
That's it.
of course you can trademark a name. That's-
Trademark
can't
Mendo
control
Perps. You
genetics.
shouldn't have told
but
us.
the quality, I mean,
No.
for anybody to say it's going to be
Or
the
there's
best
branding.
quality grown in this region or that region,
Wow.
it might be the best to your abilities.
Their
And
desires.
just remember somewhere or desires, right?
Or
And somebody
they're
out
used to.
somebody out there will be able to dial in other
They're
traits
conditioned.
and bring it to other levels to the best of their abilities. And that's kind of the beautiful thing about cannabis is there's so many different phenotypic expressions within even one varietal.
Well, yeah, and here's another thing too: is that people are just prepared to completely forget that we're under prohibition, and that has had no effect on this whatsoever, right? La da 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 da, and that the high price and the popularity of this fucking underground operation here in the Emerald Triangle or whatever, BC Bud, like what? It's all this. It's all very relative to the times, as opposed to what's real.
Well, I don't know.
And what's
then,
what?
Then explain what's going on in, like back east in Toronto, because I had a musician friend come out here, and he smokes a lot of weed, and he thinks he smokes a lot of weed. And then I got him high when he was out here for a gig, and he spent 20 minutes kind of like having a really rough time in the bathroom.
I don't
And he's like, this
understand
BC Bud just kicked my ass, and don't ever get me high before a show here again. Roused him. And he was like quite like distraught at the difference of the weed that, you know, we're enjoying versus what they're enjoying over there. So
I don't know. It's just that like most of the weed across Canada is exported from BC.
well, that's
Like a
what I was
fair-
telling him
fair
too.
amount of it. I mean, Toronto,
Just get someone to send you
Toronto
some.
probably receives, you know,
See, that's the issue too. There's
upwards
not
of
enough
50%
marijuana.
Of the offloaded products in from British Columbia is like Toronto's a big city, man. So I
find it
I find
surprising a guy who has access, and believe me, he has access.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. So he's probably already smoking BC bud if he's got access to some of the nicest weed. And
Yeah, he said this shit kicked his ass.
The
and,
crap
you
that
know,
makes it
So
to
so
Toronto.
I a lot of times I think it's the caught up in the moment and almost tricking yourself into believing that there's.
Well,
this
I was wondering
thing.
if there was some placebo
you know?
thing going
Yeah,
on.
that's exactly
placebo
what I'm
effect
talking about.
Versus, you know, like actually giving somebody something that was really potent. Versus,
I've,
you know,
I've
giving
seen
them
I've
a
seen the same
placebo.
thing
Yeah.
with long flowers.
Yeah, because
Lot
he
of
remembers
people-
how high I got him last time he was here.
There's a lot of people that swear to me they cannot smoke long flower genetics. Like, oh, I
What?
cannot smoke a sativa. I can't
ridiculous.
smoke a sativa.
Ridiculous.
But then I'll smoke like 2 or 3 sativas with them, and they're like,
You're
in-
happy and
but
chatty
not
and
even
fun.
not even
Yeah.
say anything, because like halfway through the session they're like, oh, I can't smoke sativas. Like, oh.
Yeah. Until you
Okay,
told them.
well,
right?
guess what? Now,
were
now
on-
after we're gonna finish this joint,
Let
it
me tell
happened
you
at jam night one
something.
night. It happened at
Let me
jam night
tell
one
you
night.
something.
And there's three late actually.
Silly humans.
I think Anne was there. Yeah. And after the joint, I was like, well, that was Sasquatch. That was a long flower. It's
Ooh,
Burmese
that's
haze.
Num num num.
And everybody was in such a great mood and so like stoned and happy, but not panicked
Jamming,
out like they thought a long flower would, right?
No.
So I think there's a lot of inner anxiety and a lot of like people build up the moment sometimes.
Well, it's the
and-
environment too. I think
and
if you have
the
if you have a
environment.
nurturing environment to be creative or just let your mind wander, I think a sativa, you won't have that
Well,
that some people
People
get
can trick
anxious.
themselves into
They get
thinking they're
anxious.
higher than they are.
But they get anxious, when they feel themselves floating away and having a good time. They can't fucking handle it, right? Sorry. but
We can handle it.
I
Yeah,
can
I
handle
just-
it. I love making music.
And I think
high on
a
sativas.
lot of people's adverse reactions to long flowers or to certain strains or stuff like that are in some cases, like let's take long flowers, if they're grown like a Kush is grown, let's say, it's gonna come out a little bit different, especially if you harvested prematurely and there's some fertilizer in it, and people aren't used to growing like hazes.
Different.
So
Different.
yeah, so a lot of times it's a little premature, and that gives you kind of a racier buzz, but it's really short lived.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
okay,
If
yeah.
I used to when I grew a lot of Kushes, like when I first moved here, that's all I had. I had green crack, purple Kush, and OG, and I really just got so sick of the Kush buzz that I started playing around with flowering windows. And when I harvested early, like 40 days, I got so fucking, like, I would pace. I'd have to pace around, and it would last about 15 minutes, and I would kind of get a little sweaty. And then if I flowered that was purple Kush, and I flowered the purple Kush to 80-something days, and it smelled and tasted like a haze, but it had this super laid back, like long lasting high. So, I don't know, it's also flowering times too, right? We can manipulate the kind of buzz if it's harvested premature or
Yeah.
over mature, little fertilizer in there.
Much to be learned.
so much to do, so many things to try, right?
91 viewers at the moment.
Nice.
91.
Hello, 91 viewers.
Let's get a Gretzky. Give us a Gretzky. We need a Gretzky.
Come on, 8 more of you. Get on. Come on.
We're going for a
Forwards
Gretzky.
You
and
should come
friends.
over and give shout out to the chat, Jared. Like,
Yeah, we don't
That'd be
because
good.
we can't see who they are.
what's going on.
I want to keep reminding
happening
people
in
in
the
the
chat,
chat.
man?
We can't fucking see you, dudes. We
Hey,
can't-
that was a long rant, hey? I was rambling for a little while. I was
You
pretty
were.
stoned.
You're
An
getting
hour.
I am. Can you imagine when I'm like 70?
Fuck, doesn't he look good?
Time then
It's because of Ralph Klein.
Oh, look at that.
We were sitting around with Ralph Klein.
He's trying to get me drunk, And I said, fuck you.
Goes dark with the tap on.
Wow, look
No,
at
you're
the
allowed to
chat.
do that.
I am.
How's that all work?
I don't
That's
know. You're
different,
just
eh?
watching. It's like iPad. Can you stand this up the other
I don't know, it's
way?
frozen,
Can I
man.
flip this?
That's not working.
No, you be in the way of the camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Big head buzz, yeah. Okay, so I can't read any of the names of the people in the chat. I just see little avatars.
Oh, yeah, there's 28 dabs.
Avatar.
Little
Oh, it's
avatars.
What a long movie. That movie was longer than my rant.
Yeah. Blue people.
My round had blue people. You didn't see them. They were
He
in
was
my head.
blue in the
They
face.
were running around on the table.
They were in my
They were
head.
fucking bothering me.
Well, hi to
Whatever.
everybody in the chat.
Don't
Now
judge
that we
me.
can see
I'm
you.
not.
I talk to blue people.
It looks
sometimes.
different.
I see little people all the time.
Sometimes
There's
they're
a
not real,
nice,
they're just blue.
Yeah, they run off with things.
The Minutemen. You
I
guys know
don't-
about the Minutemen? Okay.
We haven't got
Oh
time.
my goodness, we don't have time.
Alright, sorry. I can take care of this in a minute.
I don't think it's a
Oh
good
no,
idea.
we don't have time.
That's too personal. No,
All right.
don't, Al. Just
All
don't.
right.
Okay.
I'm not going to end the show.
What?
Oh, we're
What are
ending
you
the show?
doing?
No,
What are you doing?
Oh, we're not?
no,
Tell
no.
us your
Oh,
news.
fuck.
Come
I
on,
was
we're
done.
waiting for you to tell us
Huh?
more news so we can make fun of. I want to make fun of more news.
I don't have any more news to
What?
make fun
Holy
of.
shit.
That was it. That's all that happened.
All right, so there's these Minutemen.
No, we don't have time for that.
That's right.
Okay.
We already established we don't
Yeah.
have time.
But I can
Your
take care
minute's
of
up.
that under a minute.
Well,
What?
I thought Kirk Tusaw had some interesting things to say.
Yeah,
Today?
but he
Was
didn't
he
show
here?
up.
He was here at the jam last night, but
Yeah, he
He
was.
did have some interesting things to say last night at the jam.
Mm-hmm.
He liked this pipe.
none of which we could say.
Well, I don't know.
He said, Kirk Tusaw said that, regarding Bill Blair, he said, people are creatures of their histories. If what you have seen of cannabis is gang violence and those kinds of things, I think you'll have a perspective that is not necessarily in tune with the reality on the ground.
I fucking love that guy.
Kind of said it just like Kirk would.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, he uses his privilege so well. I just love it.
But he,
What else did he say?
he said that people should be able to grow.
That's
Right.
it. Deregulate. Right? Like, let's
He
stop
said
all
if we
this
treat
nonsense.
if
That's my
we treat
solution.
this
Blind
like
eye. Blind eye.
Kirk said, if we treat this like nuclear waste, it won't work. And even if we treat it like alcohol, it may not work
It
that
won't.
well. You'll have to go. You have got to allow people to grow it for themselves. It's not really a legalization if you're kicking people's doors down and hauling them off to jail for growing the plant.
Exactly. Free the plant.
So
Or seizing your property.
You know, like that other bit of news.
you can't have it both ways. That's fucked up. You can either have prohibition or not.
Bad cop.
That's
bad
it.
cop.
That's all. Bad cop. Bad cop.
Fuck them.
Sit. Stay.
Yeah. Go away, piggy. Hey. Yeah. Bye bye.
No, we just won't support it, right? Like I'll fucking march up and down
Well,
in front of
there's
this
ways,
shit.
like I said, you can make complaints like to the province that they're registered in, their society. You can make complaints to the province, right, to get their society disassembled and say this is like an arbitrary thing that we don't get a choice over, right? This
Yeah,
is like
then
a
they're-
conflict of interest on several levels.
And it's our
and-
taxpayers' dollars
Yeah,
paying for
and
it, for
this is-
fuck's
this
sakes.
is not. This is not what the people who voted for legalization envisioned. Not even close.
No.
So.
No, we'll.
But if it's just a move to, shut
and-
up the very conservative people so that they can get their work done,
release the badger.
right? Release the badgers!
Uh-oh.
Oh, the badger, the honey badgers, they're
Lazy
coming.
little bastards are coming out.
They're so much fun.
Yeah, the.
Tell us about the honey badger.
Ooh, the honey badger.
They're crazy little beasts.
They're cute.
Look out! Look out!
There he is.
Almost.
Whoa!
Uh-oh. Hey, buddy.
On the move.
Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, the honey badger, the indica honey badger is my favorite.
Yep,
of course.
mine too.
Not easy to find footage of them. They live
Nope,
in
very
India.
elusive.
They're only in India.
Very
This
elusive
is
honey
the
badger.
honey badger of the Kalahari behind us, of course. 'Cause it
Oh,
Also known as the
Well, look at them
Kalaharian
all.
honey
No,
badger.
Of course, it's the Kalahari.
they're so cute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't try to keep one in your yard, though.
No, it's like owning a biker,
It's like Houdini.
a mean biker
Like a mean...
on meth
a-
with a rabid appetite.
Yeah, a rabid Houdini.
Not one of the most fearless animals
Look
on
at
the
them,
planet.
Look at them. Oh, they're so cute.
They'll fight off lions, hyenas, rhinoceroses, anything. They're just fearless. They're we talked about them last week, but I just wanted to show a little bit of them today.
Now the Kalahari and honey badger.
And to the left, we have honey badgers in a domestic environment.
And then the whole thing's about trying to keep them away from the honey, which they could not do, and how to keep them in a pen, which they could not do. The honey
badgers
badger,
love to climb.
No, they
They-
use tools, bud.
That's what I say. They love to climb.
they climbed up, they cut down the trees. Then the honey badgers then fucking dug up rocks, dragged it over to the corner of the compound, piled them up, and climbed up on the rocks. So they took all the rocks out of there. Wow, he made mud balls
Yeah.
and fucking rolled them over to the same spot, piled them up on the wall, climbed out again.
What
He
was
couldn't
the-
leave a rake or a stick or anything
No, he
there.
found
In
a rake
seconds, he was
and
gone.
ran up that rake and took a run at up the wall, and away he went. He's like, goodbye. Like,
So
nothing.
they're very
Can't leave
intelligent.
nothing.
They can
Can't
open
leave anything in the
anything.
room with them.
So, welcome to the honey badger as the second animal mascot of the show.
They're interested in violins and watercolors.
Yeah. We couldn't bring one to the studio.
No.
It's little,
No,
no. They wreck things.
they wreck things like violins and
And
watercolors.
you can't tell them no. Like, they really don't.
This is what they do to your house.
Yeah, this is what they'll do to the place. See
This
what
is
happens.
this is actually my place.
Yeah.
This
This
morning-
was Al's house.
That's
This morning at the meeting,
And over on the,
that's Haas and Pfeffer.
we
yeah,
were gonna.
over on Greg's side here.
Big Haas is
We
he's
got,
also
we got honey badgers in the cupboards.
he loves bacon.
Yeah.
Don't ever
Oh, look, he broke into
ever-
the dog food.
Yeah.
Fuck, motherfucker, right?
That's
Look, oh,
bacon.
there he is, opening the fridge. They
Yeah.
can open anything. They've got opposing thumbs on their feet, don't they?
No,
Was it?
those are the lemurs.
Oh, those are the lemurs. I'm sorry.
We'll show you lemurs next week, like you've never
But
seen.
look at them. See, look at them. They're just like, I think
So-
it's, they're very cute.
Since we brought the honey badger into the family
Yeah. way to go.
with lemurs, it's gone pretty well. He's become the head writer.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
completely in
Well,
charge of the writing
Get
room
evicted
now.
once a week.
It's kind of funny how he
Our
achieved that.
residencies, you know.
Moves a lot.
Moves a lot.
Literally walked in, slapped everybody, bit everybody.
Yeah.
Was like, I'm the head writer,
That's it.
But
and nobody disputed it.
no more snakes in the
So if I
writing
say
room.
anything
No
mean,
cobras, not a one.
yeah. So if I say anything mean, I'm being held by honey badger.
Yeah, no cobras.
All right. We don't have time for that.
Held prisoner
Cobras?
by honey badgers.
No, I'm not
Send help.
elaborating. on cobras.
Do you want to do your Minuteman thing?
I'm done with the Minutemen. That was over.
Okay, good.
Like,
Because there's no
when
time
was
for
it
it now.
over?
There's no time.
I was actually the bit was that was the bit.
There's no time
There's
for the
this
Minuteman
the Minutemen,
sketch.
and then there's no time for the Minutemen. But I can do it in under a minute.
Yeah.
That's the bit. That's it. Don't even be expecting more. That's the bit.
You hear that, girls?
Yes.
Don't expect more than that.
That's
the
all
bit.
we wrote.
That's it. Yeah. That's all you're getting.
3 at least. You know.
All right. Well,
But that's between the two of us.
thanks a lot for gathering around, because I put the Greg in congregate.
You did.
So I appreciate you
You
showing
also
up.
put the Greg and Gregorian. Yeah.
No, I didn't.
No, you did. Telling you.
Well, I did once, but I was
I think
drunk.
we actually covered that on a show.
Yeah.
You totally came clean about the whole calendar thing, the chanting.
Pissed Julian off some fierce. We switched the calendar on him. All right. Well, thanks a lot for coming in, joining us today.
Nice
Al?
studio.
Yes,
Good
worked out
studio.
beautifully.
It is. I
Thanks,
have
Jer.
to, like, you know,
Thank you. for
it's
setting-
kind of like talking to a brick wall,
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
but
we're looking at
That's
it.
Greg's bit.
We're looking at a brick wall over there. So
We are. You're trying to imagine your beautiful
talking to a
faces.
fucking wall. But
can we get the chat on that wall?
Yeah.
that big
Chat wall.
chat wall.
We just need
There
a
you
plug
go.
and we'll get
Chat
you
wall.
a check
Chat
right
wall.
here.
Chat wall. Chat wall.
Okay.
Chat wall, man.
We just don't have enough power in here.
We don't have power,
Live in
Captain.
Chatwall, Ontario.
That's an old
Can we,
building, you know.
Power bars.
It's an
Why
old
can't we
building.
divert power from the phasers?
Yeah.
We'd have to divert powers from the sublimation.
Well,
Take it, Captain.
I don't know about that.
She's gonna blow.
all right.
But that's a bomb.
She couldn't take it no more. It's this goddamn minute, man.
Those fucking minute. We don't have time for that, Rose.
No time for that shit.
Tune in never for that story.
Yeah.
Nobody got time for that.
All right. Thanks, Al and Rose, for joining me today
Hey.
on our inaugural
What a
studio
blast.
tour.
You guys are hilarious.
And
Where's that
thanks to Jer for setting it all up, and Neil Magnuson and his son for
Neil?
building it.
Neil was here?
Well, he built it
Nice.
They, yeah.
mostly, but
Really?
yeah.
I just pointed my fingers. Neil, I want that. He said, okay.
Oh, wow.
So yeah,
I need
thanks
a
for
Neil.
joining the chat, and
Costs a lot of money, though.
the ladies in the room.
Hello. Say hello. Okay, there you go.
So, I'm Marijuana Man. Till we see you next week, don't forget, release the badgers.
Release the
Peace
badgers.
and pot. See you next time.
Release the badger.